Well, the crypto market is off to an absolutely fantastic start, with cryptos like CRV, Fartcoin, Floki, ETH, XRP, and more up anywhere from 8 to 20%. Now, as a result of this beautiful pump that we're seeing this morning, we are seeing something absolutely gigantic happening for both XRP and Ethereum right now that could change the direction and the future of the altcoin market going forward in a positive way, which is just nuts. I mean, what we're seeing right now is massive, and it seems like no one's even talking about it. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you exactly what that thing is, why it's so important, what I expect from the future, and what I'm doing now. So we got a good bit to get into today. So guys, don't forget to smash that like button. And while you are down there, don't forget that if you do want to start trading some Bitcoin, some ETH, some XRP, and many more on up to 500x leverage, you can check out the link to BTCC down below. Guys, if you sign up specifically with my link, you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and up to 40% in lower trading fees. This is one of the best exchange deals on all of YouTube. And if you check out the link down below, I'll explain it in more detail in this video. And there's actually a tutorial on the exchange in this video as well. So feel free to check out the link down below, especially if you're trading on high volume. Saving those fees could save you a ton of money. So head to the link down below. Let me know what you think. Now, in order for you to understand what's happening right now for both XRP and ETH that's so important, I need to give you a quick overview of how a certain technical indicator works, okay? Now, look, I know this is going to sound and look a little bit complicated, but if you just trust me for the next 4 minutes, you'll understand exactly what's happening. So just follow along, stick around for the next couple minutes, and you'll get it, okay? So in the world of crypto, there's something called the Fibonacci golden zone, and many of you know it, but many of you don't. Now, the Fibonacci golden zone is a very, very important level of resistance that basically decides if a crypto is going to be able to go up to really high highs or not. It's either going to be a door that's going to open and the crypto is going to go through that door and go straight up towards new highs, maybe even all-time highs, or that door is going to stay closed and that crypto will never be able to get up to those highs and it'll immediately start falling. It's a freaking huge deciding moment. It's a huge zone. It's one of the most important zones of resistance that there is in the world, period. Okay. Now, the way in which this applies to both ETH and XRP right now is that they both have had a similar interaction recently with this door. Let's call it a door. Okay. Now, let me show you how it looks just in a drawing before you look at it on the prices. Okay. So let's say, for example, a crypto goes up. Let's say it goes all the way up, 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 right? And then a bear market comes around and goes down, 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 down. And then that crypto decides it wants to start trying to go back up. Okay, so it started up here, it came down here, now it's trying to go back up. Well, this little move right here, this little return to the upside, the attempt to go back upwards is called a retracement. The easiest way to think about this is that it's retracing its steps. It's trying to go back up. It's retracing. Now, what's cool about this is that as it starts to go upwards, you can use what are called the Fibonaccis to get an idea and an understanding of while it's trying to retrace back upwards through this little zone where all of the biggest resistance levels are going to be. Because historically speaking, there are levels within this move upwards, this retracement, that will act as massive resistance points and try to force the price back down, to try to reject it back down. And what we've come to notice through years of analysis is that if you go in and you draw your Fibonacci's, in this instance, you're going to draw it from the high down to the low. There's a zone between the 618 Fibonacci level and the 786 Fibonacci level that's called the golden zone. And this is the most important zone. Yes, there are other Fibonacci levels along the way. Don't get me wrong. None of them are nearly as important as the golden zone between the 618 and the 786. And history has shown that when a crypto can retrace and it can break through this golden zone, it opens up a door of opportunity for some absolutely massive pumps upwards that oftentimes lead that crypto higher than the high that it set back here. So not only is it just retracing its footsteps, it can oftentimes go higher than that previous high into price discovery up to what are called Fibonacci extension zones, which are these levels that are then plotted above this high. Now, if you want my settings to apply these to your own charts, this is exactly what my settings look like here. You can go in and do it. Just make sure that you put fib levels based on log scale on, okay? But overall, remember, the core of this is simply that when the crypto starts going back up after a fall and it breaks through this golden level of resistance, it opens up the door for a huge move upwards. And it's not a 100% success rate, but it's an over 65% success rate, meaning that 2 out of 3 times roughly, you're going to see this move happen. You're going to, over time, see that crypto be able to break to the upside. And sometimes it takes some time, right? Sometimes this happens, right? And it takes a little bit of time. But usually this move does happen, and it does happen very, very often. So now that you have a decent understanding of what the golden zone is, let's take a look at Ethereum's price, and now you're going to start to see the picture I'm trying to paint. So what you can see is that Ethereum's price had this high right at $4,100, and it had a low right around $1,400. Huge move downwards, by the way. From there, each price started to work itself up, and what happened? It ran, all the way until when? All the way until it hit the Fibonacci golden zone. Once it hit the Fibonacci golden zone, its price got rejected, and it had to come back down to try to find some support to allow its indicators to reset. It got too high, too fast, and the bulls didn't have enough strength right here to push through this massive level of resistance. From there, though, as it built this support on top of this previous point of resistance, a little RS flip right here, ETH was able to use this support to start pushing itself back upwards, surpassing that previous high and breaking into the golden zone. But not only did ETH's price break into the golden zone, if I zoom in, ETH has now officially broken above the golden zone over the last 24 hours. Now, I do want to issue a warning. At any given point today, if ETH's price does immediately fall back below $3,260, this is not anymore an official breakout. This is in some capacities a fake out. So I'm not going to go ahead and say that the breakout as a whole is confirmed, but it is 100% being attempted and happening at the time of recording. I just want to throw that caveat in there. But as of the time of recording, ETH's price has broken above the golden zone and has now opened up the door for a massive move upwards. Now, that doesn't mean that this move is going to happen right now. ETH's price, again, might come back down and it might come back, try to find some support. But even if it does, the door is now open. And what this would imply for ETH is that its price could easily be setting itself up to push not only just up to $5,513, but it could be even higher, guys. I mean, ETH could be positioning itself for a move up to $8,000. And I know you may not believe me, but numbers are numbers. Data is data. It's just what it is. Like if I go to Bitcoin, for example, let me show you this. So this is what Bitcoin looked like recently. Bitcoin's price had this high. Bitcoin's price had this low. What did Bitcoin's price do? We drew on our Fibonacci's as it started to retrace. Bitcoin's price worked itself up, ran into resistance at the golden zone, broke above it, came back down, built support on top of it, used it to run. Where'd it go? The 1.272 Fibonacci extension level at $121,000. Bitcoin just did this. So if you don't think it's possible for ETH to make a similar move and push itself up towards its own 1.272 right around 5,500, you're just being a bit naive. Now, again, listen, I'm not the biggest ETH fan in the world. Don't get me wrong, but TA is TA. And I'm not going to pretend like this isn't a massive move for Ethereum and what could be opening up a ton of liquidity for the altcoin market. Now, I don't want you to get too far ahead of yourself. I don't want you to think, oh, well, this means that, again, that ETH is just going to shoot straight up. No, sometimes it takes time. Sometimes we're going to get bad news. It's going to force ETH's price back down. It's going to take a month or two, right? It's not going to be an immediate thing, but the door is now open. And this could be the exact thing that the altcoin market needed to start making this move, which is absolutely massive. And what you're going to notice in a second is XRP just did the same exact thing. Now, guys, before I get into XRP, I do want to just let you know, I know some of the things I say in this video sound a bit complicated. I'm talking about golden Fibonacci levels, resistance support, and all that. Don't forget, in 7 days, basically 6 days, I am going to be releasing the crypto playbook. This is a free guide, a free manual. And look, I'm not saying like fake free, like YouTuber free. I mean, actually free. It's going to be a free manual that has a ton of information about everything I'm talking about. So if you ever get confused, like, Tyler, what is a Fibonacci golden zone? Just go to the link down below, go sign up for early access to the crypto playbook. I'll start sending you some modules out of it now. And then in a week, it's going to release. There's like a 45-minute video and section on technical analysis as a whole. It's like a free course, basically, okay? So check out the link down below for that. That is available down there for you. Now, when we look at XRP, okay, what you'll notice is XRP just did the same exact thing. XRP's price had this high that it put in back in January of 2025. It had this low that it put in April of 2025. Okay. And what happened is that XRP's price started trying to retrace. Well, XRP's price started trying to retrace up until what point? Up until the point that it hit the Fibonacci golden zone. Then it gets rejected. It gets rejected all the way back down to the 50% line of this descending channel and uses that to start pushing upwards. It goes up, 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 and up. It breaks out of the descending channel. It breaks through the Fibonacci golden zone, and one of the strongest moves that I've ever seen from a crypto in the top 10 before. The fact that in one swift move, it broke through a descending channel and a Fibonacci golden zone is wild. That is an incredibly difficult move to make. And the fact that XRP's done that within the last week should show the absolute strength that this thing has to many of you. This is massive. And so the fact that it's broken above the golden zone opens up the door for what? A Fibonacci extension, which opens up the door for XRP to push up towards $4.13 or maybe even as high as $5.34, which is a move from here of still anywhere from 27% to 70%, which is absolutely insane. Now, again, it may not be right now. It may take some time. Maybe XRP needs to come back down and backtest this channel and then use that channel to go upwards. Maybe it's going to come interact with this support right here, right? Boom. Then it starts to run. All of these things are very possible. But at the end of the day, the fact that XRP's price has broken above this golden zone increases the odds of a continuation upwards dramatically in the favor of the bulls. And it's a good sign. And so with that in mind, I mean, you can see the excitement here. Now you can see why I'm so bullish. Making this move is massive. And all we need to see now is the follow through. Can ETH uphold this standard? Can it actually start to make that move? Can XRP actually start to make that move? It might be hard, but I think it's possible. Now you may say, Tyler, why might it be hard? Well, because again, you got to understand, like things don't just go up forever. Of course, XRP just used a ton of strength to get above this golden zone. It might need to pull back at some point. ETH just used a ton of strength to get above this golden zone and this decision-making zone. Yeah. It might need to pull back a little bit, guys. If we go look at, Bitcoin liquidation, or if we just go look at the crypto liquidations and we look at ETH on the 30-day, there's like no more liquidations to the top side and there's billions of dollars in liquidations to the bottom side. You go look at XRP and it's just as bad, if not even worse, in terms of ratios. It's massive. There are ginormous amounts of liquidations to the downside, meaning that everyone is betting huge that ETH and XRP are going to go up from here. And that could be the very thing that causes them to pull back a little bit, to cool down a little bit, because when those lizard people are seeing these liquidations stacking like this for XRP and ETH, they're just licking their eyeballs. They're ready to liquidate all these people. So no, I'm not saying just jump in, go head first and hope for the best. I am saying that the door is open, and so it would be a good idea to adjust your strategy to start preparing for what could be a continued move upwards. Personally, I am taking a little bit of profit off the table today on both ETH and XRP, solely because they've broken the golden zone. They're up from our purchases that we did down here for XRP and that we did down here for ETH right here and right here. And so because of that, I'm like, yeah, look, we're up 50 to 100% on both ETH and XRP just this year. Why not take a little bit of profit, especially knowing that there are all of these liquidations below us? But I am saving a lot of my positions because I think it's very valid and reasonable to assume that XRP and ETH can start pushing to some of these higher levels, in which point I can take a lot of profit off the table, right? So that's my strategy and that's my plan. And the great part about this is that if this does happen, again, it's still an if, I'm not saying when, but if this does happen and ETH and XRP continue this push, that will generate a ton of liquidity for the rest of the altcoin market to likely be able to continue these moves over the coming months. Again, it wouldn't shock me if the market pulls back a little bit soon, but over the coming months, I think is very possible. And so with that in mind, this is absolutely fantastic news for ETH, for XRP, and altcoin holders in general, and you need to pay attention to it. And before we do go ahead and wrap this up, I do want to let you guys know a lot of you will see a lot of these cryptos like ENA or IMX or Theta or XMR and ETC and many of these smaller cryptos absolutely sending still. If you do want to be able to have the ability to trade some of the smaller cryptos, even on leverage, what you can do is you can head over to dflow.com. It's going to be down below, app.dflow.com. They are someone that I have an affiliate link with, and if you sign up with my link, you're going to get access to DFlow. And guys, what they offer is crazy. It's a super exchange. So they combine centralized and decentralized exchanges into one, which allows people to get some of the fastest rates, some of the best fees, and you can trade like anything. They have the high risk arena, which gives you access to all the microcaps, all the trending tokens. They have futures where you can go in and leverage trade basically any crypto that you can think of. And they have a wallet for you to store all of your crypto here in self-custody. I mean, it's everything you need in one place. So feel free to go check that out down below, especially if you are a little bit more in the trenches. I think that'd be great for you, okay? So with that in mind, that's about it for today, guys. I mean, go check all this out. It's been fantastic. And also in addition, if you do want to head to the link down below on my Instagram, I am going to be posting some extra analysis on probably like some SWI, Solana, XLM, and all that stuff today. So feel free to check it out. Let me know. And also let me know in the comments, what do you think's going to happen here? Do you think ETH and XRP are going to have that gas, that juice to be able to make it up to those higher levels? Or is a pullback going to happen before they go for it? Let me know down below, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.